We're talking about Muhammad. Religious history is corrupt.
Muhammad's religious history is corrupt. Explain so.
Yeah, you can't connect him to the prophets, man. He ain't got no connection. Where can y'all go that y'all actually accept?
What do you mean by connection? The connection in what sense?
Connected to the history. You know how you connect somebody in history, meaning that I can go from year 20, then I can go to year 15, then I can go to year 10, then I can go to year 5, and I can see a chain that aligns and connects these people's statements to see, yes, they are in line with the message that they've been preaching and saying all the way back when. You can't do that with Muhammad.
Okay. And what message was that?
You tell me.
You're the one saying that they all had the same message. What was the same message?
I don't believe Muhammad has the same message.
No, I'm talking about you said the prophets obviously you're referring to the Torah. You're saying that these prophets didn't.
I'm saying Muhammad doesn't align with the message of the previous.
What message is that?
You tell me,
brother. You said that he doesn't. You're the one making the claim.
Show me that. Oh wait, so do you agree that he aligns with the message?
Yeah. What's the message? You're just being ambiguous.
Wait. I need a confirmation first. Do you agree that Muhammad aligns with all the previous prophets' message?
Yeah.
You do. All right. So he aligns with Jesus' message?
With Jesus. Well, you're presupposing that is Jesus' message.
Okay. Well, then show me Jesus' message that he aligns with in history.
Regardless of the fact, right, of this,
you've essentially just proved my point already. You are, because what you're doing is
you're presupposing that your four gospels is actually.
Henny, listen. The point. Look at the topic. Your scriptures are corrupt. Islam has no history. You just proved my point by not actually showing me what history, in accordance with Jesus, does Muhammad align with, but you're denying that the history exists. You're proving the point. That's the point of the lie.
There's no point to prove.
Because it doesn't exist. Yeah, because it doesn't exist, right?
What talking about?
No point to prove because the history doesn't exist to Muslims.
Just sit back and listen, Joseph.
All we gotta do is just prove that the prophet is a prophet, and then your argument is dumped.
Okay, so wait, I didn't ask you if you prove he's a prophet, everything is dumped. I'm asking you.
Of course,
I'm asking you, Henny, because what we're using is proving that he's not a prophet. What you're saying is all right, I'm going to ignore that and I'm going to go prove he's a prophet somewhere else. So that means everything you showed me to prove he's not a prophet all of a sudden goes into the garbage, right?
Okay, how about this? Do you think that prophets can do miracles can happen without God?
Brother, I want you to stay on topic. I want you to stay on topic. I want you to admit. Hold on, Henny.
This is how it is.
No, Henny, I'm not. Hold on, Henny. I'm not trying to. I'm not going to chase you. Hold on, Henny. I'm not going to chase you down a rabbit trail. I want you to admit that as a Muslim, just because I want you to confirm the point of the live. I want you to admit Muslims have no real valid history outside of the Quran to use to show that Muhammad aligned with Jesus's message.
Yeah, and you still haven't told me what this message is.
That's what I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, brother. Because you're the one saying Muhammad does not align with the message, so therefore you know the message. What is the message? I want to hear it.
This is a Muslim's claim. Do you agree with that claim? Henny, do you agree with that claim? This is the Muslim's claim. Do you agree?
No, you're making the claim.
So you wait. So you don't agree that Muhammad is in line with Jesus's message?
According to your four gospels?
This dude.
According to anything,
what's wrong with you, bro? According to Jesus's message. Jesus.
What's Jesus' message?
Wait, Henny. You're asking me what Jesus's message is, meaning that means you don't know what his message was in the first century, right?
Sorry. I got a phone call.
Do you know Jesus?
I got a phone call. I got a phone call, brother.
All right. So by you continuously diverting and telling me to tell you what the message is, just to turn around and say, how do you know that that's the real message? That is not the point of the live stream. What the point of the live stream is to show that you don't know what the message is. We can get a message because we have it compiled in the book. Whether you dispute that is his message or not, that's fine. We can grant you that. Hold on, Henny. We can grant you that. The problem is you're not giving anything else. You're critiquing the evidence while giving none.
I don't think he's listening live. He's off the screen.
Yeah. I mean, history is Islam's kryptonite. We know.
Yeah.
That's why they got to do this. What do you mean by history? What do you mean by Jesus's message? Like, you playing dumb. Like, you act like this dude wasn't no earth speaking in the first century.
Yeah, brother. Okay, like Gio. So if you're saying, well, the message in your 4 gospels, which Jesus is going around teaching.
Brother, I'm not saying anything right now.
No. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. So
I'm asking, I'm asking you to stand on a position first. It's not for you to critique what I say the gospels are. I have evidence. You don't get to just critique my evidence while providing none. Do you agree?
I don't get to critique your evidence while providing none.
Yes, you don't get to just critique my evidence while you provide none.
I'm not critiquing nothing. I'm just going with you. So
you are slow down, Henny. Slow down, Henny. Slow down. You are critiquing my evidence because what I present, you are now going to in turn try to argue whether that is or is not Jesus's message. Correct?
We'll just go with it. So,
brother, you lost, man. Can you answer? Can you stay on track?
You're not. You're just cutting me off.
You guys cut me off the whole time. Penny, you guys think we cut you off because we're trying to put you on track, not cut you off. We're trying to put you on track because you're going off the tracks.
Okay, so let me get my point off. I'm not gonna go on a monologue. Okay, so let me get my point off, and then once my point is done,
all right. Answer. Okay, before you go on a monologue, listen.
I said I'm not gonna go on a monologue.
You are. I don't believe you because one, you literally ignored my last statement. You didn't even address it yet. You just said, "All right, let me talk. I'm not gonna do this and do that." Stop doing that.
Say your last statement. Go on.
All right. I already said it. Can you answer it? Do you remember what I said?
I don't. Can you please say it again?
Of course you don't remember what I said because you just want to divert. Listen.
You're diverting.
Listen. Is it fair for me to present evidence for historical Jesus, right? Meaning the statements that he made. Is it fair for me to present my evidence for what Jesus said historically in the first century?
That's not even historical.
Brother, you just said you were going to let me make my statement.
Yeah, I'm just correcting you though.
Yeah, you're not correcting anything. You're trying to argue instead of while you're doing exactly what I said you said you weren't doing. You're trying to critique my evidence while presenting none. So I'm going to say this again. Is it fair for me to answer your question and provide evidence for Jesus's statement via manuscripts earlier than Muhammad's birth, showing you what Jesus said in the first century, coming from his followers, and for you to just critique that evidence while presenting none?
Oh, so you have a problem with me critiquing your evidence. That's what you're saying.
I'm a mute up, man. I think, I don't know. He looked too slow for me.
Hey, I'll take, hey, Henny, do you believe that Jesus was given the Injil?
Yeah, Jesus was given the oral revelation.
Okay. Do you believe that Jesus gave teachings to his followers?
Yes, sir. I believe so, like the parables and stuff. Sure.
Okay. Can you give me one teaching that Jesus gave in the Injil that Muhammad confirmed?
That Muhammad confirmed?
Yes.
No, the Quran confirms it. What do you mean, Muhammad? We don't need the prophet. God confirms it.
Okay, that's what I meant by okay. Can you give me one teaching in the Injil by Jesus that is confirmed in the Quran?
That's just baloney.
Why is it baloney? Why is it baloney?
Because you don't even hold yourself to that one standard. So why do you hold me to that standard? Like what?
No, but that's the point of the live, and that's what life was getting to. Is there's no connection to the previous scriptures, but Muslims would say that Muhammad is in line with what the previous prophets taught. But if we don't know what the previous prophets taught, how can you know if Muhammad was in line with them?
Because all we have to do is just prove that he's a prophet. Therefore, if he's a prophet and he's given the Quran from God, then we're going to use the Quran to judge the previous scriptures. That's why.
That's all circular, man.
No, we're going back.
We need to literally going in circles. If we prove that he's a prophet, then
brother, we're literally going in circles. We're providing evidence that he's not a prophet, and you go to what you want to use to show that he is a prophet. Bro,
okay, sure.
We have a conflict of interest right now.
No.
It doesn't work like that.
No, brother. If we
have to address,
he's a prophet, it's game over.
Henny, you have to address the evidence that shows he's a false prophet, bro. You have to.
I would have been there.
You have to listen to what I said. You have to address the evidence that shows he's a false prophet, right? You can't just ignore it, right?
No, I don't accept your evidence. I don't accept that.
Exactly. That's the point.
Thank you. That's the point, bro. Thank you.
Of course.
You have to ignore you. Thank you. That's the point.
Jesus was not going around preaching he's gonna get crucified, bro.
Henny, thank you. That's the point, bro. You just proved the point, bro.
Yeah, and you're just presupposing that's what Jesus taught.
And you're presupposing it's not.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a
We don't have to go down that rabbit hole because we don't have to go down that rabbit hole because we are the one. Listen, we don't have to go down that rabbit hole because we are the ones that have overwhelming evidence of what Jesus taught before Muhammad was even born.
Okay, and what's your overwhelming evidence?
You already know what the overwhelming evidence is.
Yeah,
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the church fathers, the church history, the church itself. What are you talking about? Outsiders? Hey, Jesus is haters. We have overwhelming evidence of what Jesus preached.
Anonymous gospels from the 4th century. That's your evidence.
What do you have?
Is that your evidence? Your anonymous gospels from the 4th century.
What do you have?
I'm asking you, is that your evidence? Anonymous gospels from the 4th century.
Let me ask him a question.
They're not anonymous. They're not anonymous. We know who they. Hold on. Take it. They're not anonymous because we know who they are because they're named, and the church fathers also named them as well. Second of all, you are in the same boat. If you want to say we don't know who wrote certain things, fine. If I were to ask you who wrote your Injil, you would say the same thing. I don't know. If I were to ask you,
brother, so you're telling me this is what you said. Oh, Matthew wrote Matthew because the church father said so. You're in a circle. Now you're the one.
No, that's not where it
of course you're in a circle because
that's not where that
comes a century, 2 centuries.
Okay, Henny.
Says John wrote John, therefore we have to believe him.
Okay, Henny. Henny. That's not where we conclude because
that's literally what you just said.
Oh my gosh, I said that's not where we conclude. Are you
That's literally what you just said.
Dude, I'm not even saying what you're responding to. What's wrong with you? Are you there?
Are you
all there in the head? What's your patient?
Dude, what is this?
When I say that's not where we conclude, that means that my statement doesn't.
Give me.
Brother, this dude, you too dumb, bro. Why are you?
All right.
People blocked you, bro. No wonder people blocked you, bro. You were just off in the head, bro.
Oh, y'all dropped him.
Stay a Muslim, man. You too slow.
Did you hear his argument about the dating? Therefore, anything that is dated a couple of 100 years after the death of somebody cannot be trustworthy. He is now throwing out his own religion.
No, that's different because all Muslims got miraculous memory.
Hey, why you drop me, man?
Bro, you're not tracking. You're not tracking, Henny.
Let me talk to Henny. Let me talk to him.
Yeah, like jail, man. You need to take a chill pill.
Nah, it's all good.
You need to take some brain pills.
Henny.
No, you need to take some brain pills. You fell in a circle.
Hey, Henny.
I'm the one who fell in the circle.
Of course he fell in a circle.
Hey, Henny.
This is what
he got the nerve to say
disciples wrote it because the church father said
I fell in a circle where we have evidence and you don't have none.
Henny.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know where that's where he doesn't even know when I say that's not where we conclude.
John wrote John because the church father said
you don't even understand what I said. I said that's not where we conclude, and you keep saying that's what you said. Shows how ignorant you are of the English language.
John wrote John.
Dude.
How else can you prove it? Tell me.
Brother, I said the evidence in regards to us knowing who this is comes from church fathers and also comes from within the manuscripts. You find the names of these people in the manuscripts interacting with Jesus, the same as Matthew. So when you talk about,
is it being written in third person?
When you talk about our history as a whole, I'm just giving you a surface level understanding of how we come to the conclusion that these are the gospel writers from the church history that we have, but that is not where it ends. That's what I'm saying. You're saying that the church
in the Gospel of John, is it being written in first person or is it being written in third person?
Oh my gosh, bro, that's irrelevant to the point.
I'm asking you a question.
Does that remove the author from being who it is?
No, because you can't prove the authorship of it in the first place.
So what's the point of asking the question if it doesn't?
Are you gonna answer? Is it eyewitness? Or is it eyewitness?
Does that remove? Wait. The way that it was
eyewitness account or not?
The way that it was written, does that remove the author from being who it is?
Yeah, if you're gonna say that it's eyewitness account, yeah, it would.
Really?
So just like in the book of Matthew, right? When it says that Jesus called Matthew and he was in the tax collector booth, right? Like do you think Matthew really wrote that?
Okay. So does Allah speak about himself in the
now look it up.
Take me.
Does Allah speak about himself in the third person?
Does what?
Does Allah speak about himself?
Does Allah speak about himself in the third person? So you're just doing a too cold.
No, I'm asking you. Well, because your logic doesn't follow a person. Because your logic doesn't follow. A person can write about an event and talk about themselves in third person without that being that's not the person that wrote it. Your logic. So now let me ask you. So since three of your questions.
No, I didn't concede.
So now since I've answered three of your questions, let me ask you a question.
No.
What evidence do you have? Hold on, Henny. What evidence do you have to present that the church fathers made up these names?
What evidence do I have to present that they made up these names?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I didn't say that they made up anything. I just said they came up with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? And
you just said they did.
Brother, can I finish?
You just said you didn't say they made it up.
Can I finish?
Dude, what evidence do you have to finish? Wait, what evidence do you have to present the church fathers lied when they said Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John wrote their gospel?
Oh, because it's a scholarship. It's anonymous that all scholars agree that the gospels are anonymous. Right? Every scholar says that. No scholar says that your gospels are eyewitness accounts. No scholar says that.
Really?
Nope.
Okay. So do you know who F.F. Bruce is?
Okay, who is F.F. Bruce?
All right. F.F. Bruce is a scholar who he writes the book. The book says the New Testament documents are reliable. In his book, he argues the traditional defense of the Johannine authorship. Francis Maloney. He has a book called The Gospel of John.
Okay.
In that book, he defends John the Apostle as the author.
Circular.
Brother,
you're quoting me Christian scholars.
Brother, you just said no. You said all scholars are unanimous.
Yeah, how is it circular?
Yeah. We're not gonna appeal to Christians, bro.
Henny. Hold on. Henny. Hold on. Do the authorship matter if something in it is true? Can you get true? Hold on. Answer. Let me answer. Hold on. No, listen. Do anonymous persons, can they give and relate true things? If someone call into a police station and say, hey, I just seen this mugger, do this. And they say, what's your name? And it's on, 52nd Street. But they don't leave a name, but they go and they find this mugger. Do that mean that the event didn't happen, that they didn't give them a true statement?
Yeah, they gave him a true statement. Yeah.
Okay, that's so authorship don't matter as long as the contents in them is true.
No, brother, that's not even the point.
That is the point, because this is what you're basing your whole argumentation on.
I'm basing it
the fact that you don't know the authorship, that means that it can't be true. This is what you're basing your whole argument on.
You guys said it. You said,
bro, ain't nobody said nothing. You said this.
No, Life GL said that. No, that's what. No, Wallahi, Life GL said that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote these gospels, and he backs it up with church fathers. They're just being circular.
Okay, but what is your argument against it? But what is your
hold on, word?
But what is his argument against it? Because he's about to prove my point.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Word. What? That's not even circular.
No, it's not.
It's circular.
It's not circular.
That's not. No. This is circular. No. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the Gospels because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John said they wrote the Gospels. That's
circular.
No. You're just being circular because you're just appealing to church fathers, right? They're Christians. Of course, it's circular. That's
not circular, bro.
This church father said that Matthew wrote Matthew, but what's his evidence? He doesn't even have evidence. You just
that's not circular.
Yeah, what's his evidence?
Henny, that's not circular.
What's his evidence?
Henny,
what's his evidence?
That's not circular, bro.
What's his evidence?
No,
Dude,
no.
Church
What's
father,
the church father?
Hold on.
a church father,
What's his evidence?
Okay, dude, you got to stop barking or else you won't hear responses.
All right, tell me
a church father who is within the religion, who is way earlier than Muhammad is, who has insight on
nothing to do with anything.
Okay, brother, see, this is what I'm saying. This is why you guys are still ignorant, because you guys bask in your ignorance. A church father who is within the religious history, which is within the religious circle, who makes a claim about a gospel that they are following in unison, has give us historical information about who they believe to be the gospel writer. That is evidence that's not called being circular. That's using someone in history who had an understanding who the gospel writers were. It's up to you to refute it now. That's not being circular.
Yeah, bring. Okay, the church father that says this. Which church father is that? And let's see his evidence.
I'm not going to play this game with you. You know who it is already. We went through this with you before.
Tell me.
I don't understand why we're going to church fathers when even your own.
You guys appeal to church fathers. I didn't even say anything about church fathers.
Bro, we can go to your sources and prove
your sources too.
Who wrote?
For instance,
so now you guys want to go to the Muslims?
Hold on. Wait a second. Aren't you a Muslim?
That's what authoritative to you.
To prove that we're here. No, this is what he made the claim that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are eyewitness accounts.
No, it's fine. It's fine, bro, because you don't believe it. That's fine.
I want
what I'm saying is what I'm saying is we can use sources that you do believe.
Brother, no. I want you to prove it.
Bro, just relax.
Okay, so can you prove it or you can't?
Wait, so you don't accept your sources?
I'm asking you, can you prove that John wrote John?
Yes, I can prove John wrote John. Yes. Hold on. Just listen.
Let's prove it.
So, okay. I can prove John wrote John from your sources.
So you can't prove it without my sources. Is that what you're saying?
Hold on, wait a second.
Can you prove it without Islam?
Hold on, wait.
I'm asking you, can you prove it without Islam?
Oh my God.